All right, today we're going to go over how to edit the testimonial section here on NutriWorks. And what I want to show you first of all is how this is working, which is a transparent PNG, portable network graphics, which means the background is invisible and just the object is showing. And we're doing that because we have this little background, the NutriWorks branding, and it helps us kind of mix the branding along with our testimonials. And then each of these, you can expand those out and get the full testimonial. So the way that this works is we start with these images that were taken side by side, and we want to cut out the backgrounds. And there's a program I use called Remove Background, Image Backgrounds, and it does exactly this. Here is it shown in the sample. It will remove it perfectly, usually pretty close to perfectly every time. If you have a Mac, you can run the program on your own on your Mac. But you can also just upload the images and do it here. So I'm going to show you how we do them both. So when you run it, as I've ran it here, I get this little box, and I'm going to go and so this is it's installed. I have my own program. I paid for it's $1 per image. I paid for it. So before I get started, I'm going to select a folder of where I'm going to do this. So I've selected where I have the images with the backgrounds. And now that's selected, I'm going to save this. And what that's just going to do is I'm going to take, I can do all 4 of them at a time, but I'll just do one here because I've already done these once. And so I just drag it in here, and for a size, I'm always going to go high because I want the image to be cut out as big as you can, and it's going to use a credit per change. And when I hit start, you're going to see right here that it's going to create the one without the background, and there we're all set. And that's all cut out. Now, if I want to do the online version, I'm going to log in. So I just logged in, and I'm going to go to remove background, and I can do the same thing I just did. I can take this, let's do another one just for kicks. I'm going to take that one, drag it over here. It just shows how it's going to cut it out, and we're going to download. Typically I do the high res all the time, and that's because we want these to be as sharp as possible, so I'll always download the high res. Once I have those all cut out like so, and here they all are cut out. So once I've cut those out, then I'm going to go to Figma. So over in Figma, I have what's called a frame. You can see when I click here, it has this little hashtag there, and that's a frame, and I can open up that frame. In this frame, I have the different views, and I can click on each one of these views. And then what we're going to want to do is to do another testimonial. I'm going to take this, and by the way, we are in Testimonials Final Design. That's the page, so all the different stuff here, but in Figma, we're that one. So for a new one, I'm going to just hold Alt down. I'm going to drag this new one like that, and that's a new frame. I'm just going to delete the ones that we're not going to use. And so we can just delete the older ones, or I can actually leave those in, and maybe I'll just so I can kind of see what the last one looked like. And then I'll grab the new images and drag it in like this, and we're going to pretend this is a different one. And then I'm going to size this down and drag this. I'm holding shift down so it holds the ratio, but you could also lock it in. Yeah, I think it's already locked in there, and that's going to hold the ratio. And just drag it in, and right in, I am holding shift here. So right now I can see that I'm outside of the testimonials frame. So I want to drag that inside of the other one. So that one, we're inside there. In here, and move that, whoops, move that around, move her around. And again, you're going to size it down and get them all set up next to each other and drag each of them in. And then, so once you've gotten that all done, your testimonials will look like this. And then when I click on this frame here, now I've got everybody selected. I want to export it. And if I scroll down and hit export, I'm going to hit this preview so I can just see, yep, that's what I want. And the size of this is important, that all of these are 1125 by 865. Now, if you just put everything in one of these frames, you'll be all set to do that, and they'll be consistent. We want to make sure these images are all that size. And then so when I export this, we're going to export it as a PNG, which is going to give us that background, and Again, they're showing us the preview of, we can see that that's going to be that way. We don't want to do JPEG because that will make it a white background. And then we export that out. And once that's exported out over here, the next important thing is this is critically important that you optimize this. Now this one is down to 199K, which is kind of big, but it's okay. But it's going to be nice and sharp. Before I optimized it, it was more like 700-800K. So it reduced it by probably 2/3. But all you're going to do is make sure you optimize that image. In this case, I'm using the free program called Image Optim. And I just drag this on here, and it's not going to, because I've already optimized it, it's not going to be able to show it here. But that's all it basically do is get that optimized down. And then once you have that, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the website and you're going to look for testimonials with an image. So we've got 2 versions, but we're going to add the testimonials with an image. And when we click on that, we can see the ones that we've got currently up and running. And the first thing we want to do for a new testimonial is we're going to click on the gear of an existing one. We're going to scroll all the way down here and we're going to duplicate that. And once we duplicate, we'll have a copy of it. And that copy will actually be, let's do it. Let's just duplicate it. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to hit confirm. So here's the duplicated one. I'm going to drag that up to be the first one in the row. And it's showing that it's draft, so it's not live. And then we're going to remove the image, put the new one in place after we've optimized it out. We'll put the title of the person right here. It's showing copy, so we'll put the new one in. And then just a recap on how the testimonials work. Whatever the first paragraph is that is not italicized will be the quote, and then everything after that is italicized will be what you have to click to expand. And so you put the rest of it in there for the expanded, and then as a status, it's going to be set to draft. And all you're going to do is click on that, and you're going to change that to published. And once you do that, you're live, and that testimonial is good to go.